Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week of Stepping into the World of Dementia Virtual School. My name is Mary Smith-Lasky, and I am the owner of Walton Senior Service Consulting and a geriatric consultant. The topic for today is have fun and get paid. And I already know that many of you were thinking, okay, what is this session going to be about? She's talking about having fun, getting paid. I'm a dementia caregiver. How in the world can I have fun and get paid? Well, I am so glad that you asked. Um, there are many benefits. Did you know there are many benefits to providing or incorporating activities into your loved one's daily routine on a regular basis? Some of you may already be doing that, but for some of you who are not incorporating activities into your loved one's daily routine, let me tell you, you have been missing out on a lot. Many of you express that I am tired, I'm frustrated, I don't have time to do this, I don't have time to do that. My loved ones walking around all the time, they're bothering this, they complaining, all of this. Well, you know what? Get them involved throughout the day. And let me tell you what some of the payment is. First of all, if you get your loved one involved in activities, number one, you may have a little bit of time to be able to do some things yourself. If your loved one's busy doing something and enjoying an activity, you may have time to take care of a bill in the house, of course, take care of a bill, relax, and other things that you may be able to do around the house because why? Your loved one is involved in an activity. That's the payment. When I talk about get paid, that's your payment. A little bit of relaxation time. So what I am here to do today, I'm so excited about this because I have, many of you know that have seen my bio and profile know that I have experience working in senior living facilities. I've worked in nursing homes. I've worked in memory care facilities. I've worked in independent care facilities over the years. And some of the time I worked in the capacity as activity coordinator, doing various activities. So I have a lot of experience working in the area activities, especially with those who are suffering from dementia. That is really my passion. I enjoy helping seniors, but especially those who are suffering from dementia. God has given me the creativity how to do various activities to help them. And they enjoy it, and I enjoy it as well. So today I'm going to show you a few activities that you can do with your loved one. I always say, just because your loved one has dementia does not mean that they can no longer do anything. You can still have fun with your loved one. You can still enjoy things with your loved one. That's the whole purpose of this tour, stepping into the world of dementia. You have to go into their world, but you can still have fun. Now, today, what we're going to do, first of all, I'm going to show you one thing that you can do with your loved one. You can cook. And for those of you that have loved ones who used to enjoy cooking, such as my grandmother enjoyed cooking, but when the Alzheimer's progressed or whatever, my family member did not allow her to do. But see, that was what she enjoyed. So that activity could have still been incorporated into the daily routine. Let me show you how. Now, today, first of all, we're going to be baking some muffins. Some blueberry muffins. I want to bring it closer so everybody can see. And you may be wondering, why in the world did she choose blueberry muffins? First of all, it's something easy. You don't want to do something that's very difficult and that can get your loved one frustrated, because with dementia, a person can get a little frustrated or agitated if directions are complicated. So you want to make things as easy as possible. With blueberry muffins, all you need is milk, and you mix that up with the milk, the blueberry muffin mix. You oil the pan, bam, put the mix in the pans, and you're done. So this is something simple that you and your loved one can do together, and then your loved one will feel empowered and happy by the fact that, I'm able to do something. I'm able to do this. Now, so we're going to move a little quickly because we have a lot in store. So I got the blueberry mix. I'm going to pour that in here. But first, I'm going to go ahead and grease my pan. And what you can do is, you can do two things. You can either allow your loved one, you pour the milk inside of here. Let's see, it's a half a cup of milk. And you allow your loved one to stir. And you know a good way that you can incorporate them and make them feel good. Say, Mom, you always cook well. Do you mind helping me cook this? Because I know you, if you help me, it's going to be great. So you can incorporate your mom into stirring. I remember with my grandmother when she came over to the house when she had dementia, my mother was cooking some fish. So I wanted to involve my grandmother. So I said, Grandmother, do you mind helping me make the salad? She said, Oh, girl. So what she did was I gave her a knife. I gave her a cake knife, not one of these real sharp knives, but I gave her a case. I believe you call these a case knife or cake knife. And I allowed her to cut it on the cutting board. And oh, that made her so happy. She was just smiling. Why? Because that was her in her element. That's what she always did. She always cooked. And meanwhile, while your loved one's stirring that, you or your loved one could be greasing the pan for the muffins. And that will make them feel so good. Why? Because they're being involved. And you know what also? During this time, if you are communicating in the right way, oh, they're going to be happy. So if they're happy, you should be happy. So this is what you do. And also another benefit of doing muffins is good aromatherapy. When I did it in memory care facility, and a lot of the apartments were located around like in a circular motion in the facility, but we had a kitchen. So when I baked the muffins, some of them that would be wandering around the halls and stuff start smiling, because that smell brings back some memories. You know, even if they're not real sure, okay, what is that? They know, oh, that's something good to eat. So they enjoyed that. And I would tell them, I said, I'm baking some muffins for all of you. You want some muffins? And then we started, when we began eating the muffins, we were doing some reminiscing. So while you're cooking, also, you can incorporate reminiscing. That's another good part of cooking together. Reminiscing. And also this helps to establish some memories, because dementia is going to progress. And it's going to get to the point where depends on if your loved one, which stage they get to, the latter stages, how far they get in the latter stages. You know, may get to the point where they're not able to talk or communicate. So now's the time to really establish, and I think I put a little bit too much milk in here. So it's very important to make sure you measure it properly so that it would come out right. So, all right, so now I'm going to put this in the oven and let this bake. And the directions says that it needs to bake for 14 to 16 minutes. So I'm going to set my timer. All right. Next, another item that you can create with your loved one is a fruit salad. And you may say, why is she saying a fruit salad? Again, this is something easy that you can do with your loved one. I got a red bowl. Colors make a big difference when you're dealing with someone with dementia. But for this time, I got a red bowl. I don't know how many of you have created fruit salads before, but a lot of seniors, especially if they cook over the years, they know about fruit salads. And I want to make sure everybody can see pretty clearly what I'm doing. And I still want you to see me too. Okay. All right. So what I did was, and you can use, if you want to get like peaches, pears, and just cut them up, I suggest you to do that as well, because that will give your loved one something to do. For time's sake today, what I did was I got the fruit cocktail. I got 3 cans of the fruit cocktail in the heavy syrup, and I drained it first. I made sure that I drained it. Now, if your loved ones are diabetic, they do have some fruit cocktail that is sugar-free. So I got that, and I got mandarin oranges. First, we're going to mix the whipped topping and sour cream. Now, my mother, I remember her making fruit salad and using some, I think she used some salad dressing, Miracle Whip in there. But for this recipe, we're going to use some sour cream and whipped topping. Okay. So the instructions or the recipe says a half a cup of sour cream for this recipe. And it said to use an 8-ounce frozen whipped topping. But what I did, for time's sake, I just bought some whipped cream. So I'm kind of improvising, doing my own little recipe with this. So we're going to do the sour cream first. And I should have already had my spoon together. So you're supposed to do a half a cup of sour cream. So I'm going to create a half a cup of sour cream in here. And then I'm going to put this in the bowl. This is going to be interesting because I've never used sour cream inside of a salad, but this is what the recipe calls for. So a half a cup of sour cream and then whipped topping. Then I'm going to add the coconut and the marshmallows. Then I have some marshmallows. I just got the mini marshmallows. You can use the mini marshmallows. And I'm just going to put a couple of these in there. And see, this is something that they can do. You can open the marshmallows up and just say, Mom or Dad, do you mind helping me? I'm making a fruit salad. Do you mind putting the marshmallows in for me? And let them put the marshmallows in. Let them put the sour cream in. Give them a spoon. Say, do you mind pouring this? And you may have to help them, depending upon where they are in the dementia. You may need to help them. Also, I have coconut. So I'm just going to improvise with the coconut. The recipe calls for a cup of sweetened coconut flakes. But me, I've been cooking for a while, so I kind of like improvise and do my own little recipe. But if you want more information about this recipe, you can Google the Southern Ambrosia salad. And you can use pecans as well. So you can have your loved ones to put pecans inside of there. Do you mind putting the pecans in there? Now, what I'm going to do now is, and like I said, I'm just kind of doing my own thing today for the sake of time. So you kind of mix all that in. This is what it looked like. Then you can take your fruit salad that you drained. Make sure you drained it well and put that in there. And it's a lot of mixed fruit in here. So you have cherries and things of that nature. And what I'm going to show you is to also incorporate them, the way you can incorporate them, these oranges. And you can have them to use one of these type of knives and just let them on the cutting board be cutting those. That's getting them involved as well. Let them cut the oranges up. And I have some cherries. Who does not like cherries? So put a couple of cherries inside of here. And while I'm doing that, let me know who is joining us. Give me what city you're joining us from. And if you have a loved one or someone that's suffering from dementia, or you know of someone who's suffering from dementia, I would love to see who is joining us live. Hi, Kendra. Thank you for joining us. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix the salad up. I'm going to mix it up real good. And like I said, I kind of did my own recipe with this. So I'm going to add a little extra whipped cream. I like a extra whipped cream. And then you can even let your loved one kind of taste a little bit, while you're fixing and do some talking and reminiscing while you're cooking. They will enjoy that. And let me tell you, during this time, you won't have to be worrying about some of these behaviors that occur. You won't have to worry about that. Why? Because your loved one is happy. You're not agitating your loved one. They are happy. So this is just something easy to do and that they will enjoy. And it's a little healthy too, because you have all this fruit inside of here. So you have the health component as well. So this is something they can eat for lunch or as a dessert later on. And I like a little more marshmallows inside of mine. All right. And just mix it up. And I'm going to put a couple of more cherries inside of here. I'm using my fingers, but my hands are clean. All right. I definitely believe in cleanliness. All right. So this is what it should kind of look like. And after this, what you can do is you can put it in the refrigerator to let it chill. All right. And there you go. Another great idea. You can do brownies, which we got cooking in. I'm sorry, not brownies. We have muffins cooking in the oven. And now we made a fruit salad. So those are just two suggestive ideas or things that you can do with your loved one, incorporate in daily activity. Even if you don't want to use muffins, you can bake bread or you can bake banana nut muffins. Wow, that smell is good aromatherapy for those that suffer from dementia. And sometimes it brings back those memories, which you can do some reminiscing as well. Now, next, another activity that you can do, and I love to do this when I was working in the facilities, the residents love sing-alongs. They love singing. It brought back memories. And let me tell you, even those that suffer from dementia, they remembered the words to these songs, a lot of them. I had one lady, I can tell that she was at a later stage because she didn't know the words, but she knew the tune. She would be like, But she was involved. She still got involved in the sing-along. Of course, it kind of irritated a few of the residents. They were looking like, what are you doing? But she was still involved and she enjoyed it. I didn't say anything, I just smiled and we continued on because, as long as she was fine, we continued doing it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do a little short sing-along. This is something that you can do at home with your loved one. There are CDs that you can purchase if you're not a singer. And somebody, and what it is, it's various musical instruments that are playing in the background and you're doing the singing, or your loved one's doing the singing with the music. But if you just start singing some songs that they enjoy, these are just a few songs that we sang in memory care. But like I said, you have to go into your loved one's world when they suffer from dementia. Your loved one may be one that loved gospel music. So then you would incorporate some gospel songs when you were singing. Your loved one may enjoy country music. So you need to incorporate some country music when you're doing sing-alongs. But some of these songs that I'm singing, a lot of them remember from years ago, and they always get involved and start singing. So if you have any suggestive songs, put them in the chat because we're going to do a sing-along. As mentioned, I suggested that you bring your loved one on here because they can enjoy this session as well. Let's start off with "You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away." And then we will usually clap too. What? That's good exercise as well. Get them to clapping. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. That's one song that a lot of them enjoy and they remember that song. Another song that I will sing with them sometime is this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And you know another great song that was good, some of the men enjoyed it because some of them served in the military. And so when I was singing this song, there was one resident, he was just really into it. He was like this in memory care. He was, because he was in the military. So he knew about that song. And so he really enjoyed it. Here it goes. Mine eyes have seen the glory of the coming of the Lord. He is trampling out the vintage where the grapes of wrath are stored. He has proved his faithful. Oh, my goodness, I forgot the word. His time was sword. His truth is marching on. And what I would do with the residents, I would have them marching. They sitting in their chairs, but there's another good exercise. They would be sitting down, and so I would have them marching while we're singing this song. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. Glory, glory, hallelujah. His truth is marching on. And one more song that we would sing, because sometimes I would try to incorporate church songs because some of them, they didn't go out to church. So when we would do sing-alongs, I would incorporate church songs as well. Here's one that we would do. When the trumpet of the Lord shall sound and time shall be no more, and the morning breaks eternal bright and fair, when the saints have gathered over on the other shore, and the roll is called of yonder, I'll be there. When the roll is called up yonder, and the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, when the roll is called up yonder, I'll be there. Last song. I've been working on the railroad all the livelong days. I've been working on the railroad just to pass the time away. Can't you hear the whistle blowing? Right on so early in the morning. It's been a while since I sang it. Can't you hear the captain shouting? Dinah, blow your horn. Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow? Dinah, won't you blow your horn? Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Someone's in the kitchen, I know. Someone's in the kitchen with Dinah. Strumming on the old banjo and singing fee-fi, fili-I-O, fee-fi, fili-I-O, fee-fi, fili-I-O, strumming on the old banjo. All right, I hope you learned something from these different activities. These are just few simple activities, like I mentioned earlier, that you can incorporate into your loved one's daily routine. that will help you. And when I talk about getting paid, you're getting paid with the benefits of being able to relax, being able not to deal with any some of this agitation and frustration. Why? Because your loved one is involved in something. The key, one of the keys to stepping into the world of dementia or going into their world is to incorporate activities into their daily routine that they used to enjoy or that they presently enjoy. You may have to change up some things because now they may not have an interest in some things that they used to do. But that is your job as a caregiver to find out, okay, now what does mom like now? Does she like singing? Does she like cooking? Does she like puzzles? You as a caregiver have to determine what it is your loved one like, because it will help you as well. The purpose of this tour is to empower caregivers with the tools needed to be able to provide the best care for their loved ones. And this is one of the tools. You have to involve them in something throughout the day. You know, if you keep your loved one busy throughout the day, they may be a little bit tired come evening time, and that will do what? That will help you. And that is our goal, to help you as a caregiver and to take some of this stress off of you. Does anybody have any questions? And my muffins look good. Although I put a little extra milk in there, they're still looking good. So I'm getting ready to get them out in a minute. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions about activities? Incorporating that into your loved one's daily routine. And I'm going to get the muffins out of the oven. Ooh, they smell so good. And let me tell you, when you get it out of the oven, let me tell you, that will put a smile on your loved one's face because they're going to want to eat it. And this, like I said, this is something really good to do for aromatherapy and reminiscing. How often could you do this? How often could you do what? Could you be a little bit more specific when you say how often? Some people that are involved in activities throughout the day, I've noticed that some of them, when we would have activities in the morning, starting after breakfast, after lunch, some of them ready to go lay down for a little bit. They're tired. So if you keep them doing activities throughout the day, even if it's out going outside in the yard, you know, helping you with the gardening, walking around in the park, looking at the ducks, feeding the ducks, you keeping them active throughout the day, they're going to be a little bit tired, and that's going to decrease on some activities. How often could you cook with your loved ones? You can cook with your loved ones anytime. If I'm understanding your question correctly, you can cook with your loved ones at any time. You may have to, again, this is going into their world, you may have to go about it a whole nother way. You may not be able to cook like some things that require a lot of difficult tasks because you don't want to bring in that frustration and that agitation. So you want to cook things that are simple, that's easy for them to be able to do, depending upon what stage they are in dementia. If it's the early stage, they're more apt possibly to be able to do a little bit more as far as more in-depth type cooking. But you can keep it simple and still incorporate them, and believe me, they will enjoy it. Any other questions? All right. Well, I thank you for taking the time to join us on this session. Have fun, get paid. And I encourage you to please share this video with others because we're trying to get as much helpful information out to dementia caregivers as possible. I always see and hear posts from caregivers who are frustrated, angry, don't know what to do. So this is what we are here for. That's the purpose of this tour. The purpose of this tour is for you to understand the importance of going into somebody's world, going into the world of those who suffer from dementia, and also for us to equip you with the necessary tools that's needed for you to provide the very best care for your loved one. Now, please share this video with others again. For those of you who know someone that's missed it, they can go to Royalty Senior Service Consulting on Facebook or on YouTube and watch the replay of the videos. Next week, we will have another great session. We will have a guest speaker on here who will be providing a lot of great educational information concerning Medicare. And this is an area that is very helpful to caregivers because a lot of them have loved ones who are on Medicare. And so you need to know what benefits your loved one is entitled to. And also any questions you may have. We encourage you to bring your questions for the speaker on next week. Again, it's going to be next week, next Wednesday. Please follow Royalty Senior Service Consulting on Facebook so that you can see the flyer information, more information about the speaker, the time, and things of that nature. Again, as always, if you need any help, go to royaltyseniorserviceconsulting.com and schedule your free 30-minute consultation. We are available to hear you, and we are available to help you. Until then, everybody have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining us.